Hey everybody, this is D-Bird here, giving y'all a review on Season 5, Episode 7 of Samurai Jack. Now, this episode started off with showing a flashback of what happened with Jack's sword, and it was so good. Jack was looking for another time portal, and we find out he's being followed by these goats up a mountain. The goats are like the guardians of a time portal, and they show Jack a time portal. Jack immediately runs and jumps into time portal, and what do you know? A freaking arm and hand go into the time portal, pulls Jack out by his collar, and is freaking Aku standing right there saying, "Woo, I didn't think you would make it here so fast." And I was like, God damn it. Jack has been screwed again. And while Aku is talking, Jack just runs back for the time portal, and Aku straight up obliterates it with eye beams. I was like, dang, Jack has just been screwed out of non-time portal. And not only did he just get screwed out of that time portal, that was the last time portal according to Aku. But I feel like I'm pretty sure there's another time portal, especially with that agent guy that was battling Jack to get to the time portal. I believe he has one or something. He was protecting one or something. So I think there's another one out there, just Aku probably doesn't know about it. And Aku's voice in here, it was the new voice actor, it was pretty spot on. I really did like it brought up that feel of Aku and how like comical but not comical he was, like toying with Jack and stuff like that. Like it was evil comedy. And then Jack got pissed off. He was really angry and he just lost his mind, tried to attack Aku with the sword, but Aku was like, "Oh no, I know I'm not supposed to mess with that sword, but I'll leave you with a parting gift." And he turned the 3 goat guardians of the time portal into monsters, and Jack just went ham and killed all of them by stabbing them all in the head. That was crazy. And yeah, you could just see the frustration on Jack's face, how angry he was because he just messed up his life once again, trying to fix everything, and Aku has just stepped in and messed everything up again, and he just lost his mind. He gave into anger, and it was just terrible. Then he comes to find out like the ghosts transform back into their cute little goat form, and find out that they're all dead, and he kind of regrets it. The sword falls down a cavern where the time portal used to be. And then we switch to present day. Ashi and Jack are flying on like a giant pigeon or something. I don't know what the hell the bird is. But they fly to where Jack lost his sword. They fly down into the little cavern and try to find it. And they can't find it. It's just like gone. And then when they get to the bottom of the cavern, Jack is like, "Oh, I realize the sword left me. I didn't lose the sword." I'm like, damn, y'all just wasted like freaking 4 to 5 minutes of everybody's time, and probably more in y'all world's time, for you to come to that conclusion that the sword left you. So they fly out the cavern. He goes into like meditation so he can go find the sword, right? And Ashi's like, "Okay, man, I'll just wait here then and wait for you for your meditation trip, mind trip, to spirit trip or whatever he went on to end, and then we'll go get the sword back or something." And then you see a freaking massive army come around the corner. And I was like, I got hype. I was like, uh-oh, what is Ashi about to do to stop this army from destroying Jack? Well, trying to get to Jack while he's in meditation to kill him. I'm like, is she going to call in like the bird again? Or are they're going to be like allies? Or is the Scottish man daughter is going to ride in and help obliterate this army or something and protect Jack? But no. When they got to the fight, when Ashi stopped and was like, "I'm going to stop y'all from getting to Jack," she wasn't even playing. Like, she single-handedly kicked all their asses. They couldn't even touch Ashi. This was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in fight, where one of the characters is just so OP compared to everybody else in the world. Her freaking level of power is amazing. And she rammed one of the dudes into everybody else down, all the way spiraling down the mountain, and knocked them all off. Then she jumps into the crowd of them, and like some Powerpuff Girls scene type flashing of images, just destroys all of them, taking spears, breaking them, throwing them into people's heads. It was an amazing fight. I'm not going to say anything about the fight. The fight was amazing. I just found it extremely convenient and weird that she was just so OP compared to nobody. She didn't get a scratch. She didn't even get a scratch on her. And at the end of the fight, she was just drenched in blood. Like there was just blood all over her. And then I didn't like because in the episode also that they between her stopping the army and Jack going on the spirit trip, Jack goes into like this spirit realm. He's on like a little raft rowing. You see all this like lights and imagery and stuff like that. And then he comes to like a little monk dude and he's like, maybe some tea. Because you find out that the tea is pretty much representing what state Jack's spirit and mind are in right now. And you know, Jack is fighting with himself. He's fighting with the other spiritual samurai. He's not balanced, basically, to what the dude said. And they were switching between Jack doing the spirit stuff and Ashi ripping this army apart between tranquility and war, and showing like the difference on how Jack is in a calm state of mind and Ashi's just rage mode, ripping people apart and whatnot. Jack comes into confrontation with himself pretty much because the man's like, tea's terrible. It's missing one ingredient and it's balance. Jack didn't have any balance, and then the rage Jack comes out. But before we get to the rage Jack and Samurai Jack type whatever was going on, Ashi goes back up the mountain after she obliterates this whole army single-handedly by herself like a motherfucking badass. So after that, she goes back up the mountain because she saw someone go up there, and whoever was up there tried to assassinate Jack with an arrow. And Ashi stops the arrow just in time by calling on her bird friend, and she drops in, grabs the arrow, and then a bunch of arrows come out. She blocks all the arrows with a big old stone slab, throws it on the ground. You find out it's Ashi's mother. It's the Sisters of Aku's mother, the leader. And I was like, this is about to be a badass fight because Ashi, the leader of the cult of Aku, or the Sisters of Aku, she must be a badass fighter to be the leader. I believe she gave birth to all of them. And the mother even states in there that Ashi was the strongest of all of them, but she was the least focused. And basically she's disappointment now because she joins Jack. So they get into a fight. Ashi protecting Jack from her mom. It was a good fight between them because they had some dialogue at the end saying that you could have ended this, and Ashi's explaining that all of this is a lie. And it was like a clash of two worlds pretty much. Ashi coming from someone seeing what Jack has done, and her mother seeing what Aku has done, and like they're both their ideals are clashing with each other, and not only like verbally and mentally but also physically now. So when they're fighting, Ashi gets crushed by a stone tablet or whatever. Her mom like claws it, and her mom tries to go and kill Jack, and she throws an arrow, kills the leader of the Sisters of Aku is dead in this episode. So I'm saying they're not going to be part of the story anymore. It seems like, because the way it's progressing, after they kill like one person or a per person, they're gone. They're not going to show back up anytime soon. Well, besides the one robot that's ahead, and I think he's floating out in the water somewhere now. But then she passes out from exhaustion because she just whooped the ass of a whole army by herself, and then she just beat her mom. In my opinion, her mom would have killed Ashi, possibly, on a one-on-one fight. I think Ashi's mom would have got the best of her. Well, this is also including that Ashi just beat a whole army by herself. So I'm not sure. I feel like Ashi might actually have had the upper hand in killing her mom, because Ashi just killed a whole army by herself, or stopped a whole army by herself, and then fought her mom. So maybe I feel like after analyzing that right there, she probably is the most OP person in this universe or world, but not compared to Jack. And we see that even her amazing abilities to take out a whole army and stop her mom, she still couldn't take out Jack. And I found that very interesting, just showing how much of a badass Jack is and how probably OP Jack is also. Because if she was able to do all that, that means Jack has to have the ability to do all that, because she is not better than Jack in any way. Well, we saw that. She lost. All of the Sisters of Aku lost to Jack. So this just puts Jack on a further pedestal of like power level or skill compared to Ashi. And Ashi is like way up there after dealing with all this. And then you go and see Jack fighting himself in this like the spirit type world, and he finds out that the anger inside of him that he's been holding on to for so long has consumed him in losing the sword and whatnot. So he like Avatar states the spirit out of here, and now he has balance, and then he sees all the gods. It seems like the gods from, like, I believe he met them in the way back in like season 1 or something like that before. But you saw it seemed like Ra and like the Viking god, and then the one god of like Hindu or something with the 6 arms. I don't know the names. Don't scream at me for that. I don't know. But I mean, they're cool, and I know they're like gods in religion and all this other stuff. I just don't know the names. But you saw all of them, and like now you're worthy to stop an evil again. So they suit Jack up, and I felt it was kind of convenient also that they were able to use their mystic god powers to put Jack all in his white robes again, and then put his hair up, and now he has his sword back. I did like the part that the sword left him, and it showed that only the gods can give you the sword again if you're the chosen one. So when he comes back into the in reality, and he's all dressed up nice and clean shaven, the old Jack is back, baby. The old Jack is back. He walks over to Ashi after seeing everything she's done, and like, Ashi, are you okay? Pretty much. And Ashi wakes up fine, and everything's okay. She's like, oh, you shaving, you ain't got no beard, and you look all nice and whatnot. I was like, oh yeah, I like their interaction. And it's nice to see Jack back. She's like seeing the old Jack for the first time, the Jack that we all know and love back. And just personal preference here, I kind of did like the bearded, rugged Jack, but I mean, they switched it up, like the appearance of Jack, because, you know, when the appearance change of a character, that means like they're mentally they've changed, and things like that has changed about the character. So I did like seeing old Jack again. It was good. It's good to see him. The episode was really good in my opinion, and it was a really great action episode showing how Jack lost his sword. And I like how when they did the flashback early in the season with the green and the sword dropping off the cliff into that little cavern, I felt that was a good like kind of misdirect, because I thought it was like inside a cave or something. Well, you saw it was like that samurai spirit of despair or dishonor, just affecting Jack's memory in some type of way. And then another thing I kind of see, I don't know, this is probably because they're on a restricted limit, but personally it feels like they're kind of rushing the episode. Well, I wouldn't say rushing. Well, it feels like they're going quicker in the episode with like events and things that are happening, but I still love it. I still really love what they're doing with the time restraint on how many episodes they have to do it. I do like how they're doing this, but still filled with action, filled with the like earthly, like connected with nature stuff, the quiet moments, and they're cramming all this in here, and it's really nice. And also with the character interaction, so it's good to see all this, and I like how they're doing it, and I can't wait for the next episode. But that's pretty much it, guys. Just how overpowered is Ashi? She is ridiculously overpowered. If you're listening, leave your comment in the section below or whatever, saying what do you think? Do you think on a one-on-one fight Ashi's mom would have been able to get her if Ashi's mom was concentrated only on killing Ashi? Or would Ashi just obliterate her mom out of pure skill if they went head to head? Go ahead and leave your comment in the section below if you're listening to this. And thanks for listening, guys. This was a great episode. Can't wait for the next one. All right, D-Bird out.